guys! Do you usually read books? And if you do, what types of books do you usually read? Is it comics, romance, horror, or fantasy? Ooh, there are many kinds of books. And I really like to read books. So today, we will learn vocabularies about, are you curious? We will learn vocabularies about types of books. Okay. Awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Many kinds of books. Are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, the first word. Remember, when I finish speak the word, you have to repeat it after me. Okay, repeat it after me. And if there's a word you don't understand, remember to write it in your special notebook or just a flashcard note. Okay, let's get started. The first word is history book. Ooh, do you like to learn about history? If you do, you should read history book. You can learn a lot of things from the old times. Okay, history book. Textbook. Okay, we have a lot of textbook at school, right? So you can look at your textbook right now. Textbook. Western novel. Awesome. Comic book, or you can just say comic. You don't need the word book, okay? Or you can say comic book. Two options: books, comic, or comic books. Okay, you can choose. But here is comic book. Okay. Magazines. Do you usually read magazines? I'm not keen on magazines. I don't like magazines at all. And I've never read it. Actually, I've never read it. Magazines. This word, listen carefully. Autobiography. Okay. If you don't know how to speak this word, you can speak slowly. Autobiography, like that. Okay. Autobiography. Cookbook. I'm sure that if anyone likes to cook, they really like this book, cookbook. You can explore new food from this book and how to make it. Cookbook. Detective novel. Do you like to read detective novel? Oh, my sister did. She really liked detective novel. And we watched one novel at home is Sherlock Holmes. Yeah, he's a detective, right? She loved it. Detective novel. Let's see. Classic book. Awesome. Short story. Great. Oh, this word. Horror. Do you like to read books about horror? Ooh, I don't like it because I'm scared of ghosts. but I'm curious about what is happening in the story. So one time I read it and I was really terrified because it was so scary. So I've never read a horror book ever again. Yeah, horror. Poetry. All right, poetry. Self-help. Okay. Reference book. Awesome. Good job. Okay. Fantasy. Ooh, do you like to read fantasy? The type of books fantasy? Well, I love it because, it's not real. It's just fiction. Fiction, not real. Fantasy. And it's awesome when you read it. You can imagine things in your head. Imagination. Have your imagination. Okay. Here. Science fiction. Do you like to read the type of book science fiction? I think I have watched a VM like science fiction and I love it, but it's kind of like interesting. Okay, interesting. Science fiction. Okay. Adventure book. Okay, romance. Do you like to read romance? I think I don't like it. Romance is not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea. And you know what is not my cup of tea mean? That it's not my favorite. I don't like it. You can use that phrase. It is a good phrase for you to use. And back again, romance. I don't like romance, but I know a story by Shakespeare as Romeo and Juliet. It is kind of romance. Yeah, but I don't like it at all. Romance. Fairy tale. Ooh, fairy tale. This reminds me when I was little, like 4 years old. My mom usually used to read me fairy tale, and I love it. But now I don't like it very much. I don't like it very much. Yeah, fairy tale. It's only for kids, for girls actually. Girls when they were little, like 5 or 4 years old, they really love fairy tales. Even me, but now I don't love it anymore. Fairy tale. Ooh, this word is a bit long, so listen carefully. Okay. Motivation. Motivational. And inspirational. Book. Motivational. Inspirational book. Motivational and inspirational book. Ooh. I've never read a book like this before. I've never read this book, but now I've heard of it. Motivational and inspirational book. Next one. Okay. Historical fiction. Get it. Okay. When you look at this word, can you pronounce this word? When I look at this word, I can pronounce it. So I find it on the dictionary, and you know what it pronounces. Memoir. Ooh, it doesn't look like how it write, right? Memoir, 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 mem and wa, memoir. Yeah, that's how it pronounced. Memoir. Okay. Literacy fiction, literacy fiction, literacy fiction. Psychology book, psychology book, psychology book. Non-fiction book, non-fiction book, non-fiction book. Ooh, non-fiction book. Do you usually read this type of book? Encyclopedia. Encyclopedia. Do you usually read it? I think in my house I have 3 or 4 this type of book, encyclopedia. 3 or 4, I think, yeah. But I think I haven't read it yet. I just read 1 book. Yeah. Encyclopedia. Politics book. Politics book. Politics book. Okay. Do you like to read about politics? I've never read one before, so I don't know what it's about. Politics book. Economics book. Economics book. Economics book. See? I think this book is for growing up because it's about money, how to control your money. And we're just little kid. We don't know how to. Yeah. So this book is for growing up. Economics book. Okay. And are you ready for the last word? Okay. This last word is guidebook. 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 I think this book is especially for someone who wants to explore new land, new country. We will need this book for you to explore, easily to understand what is about, what is that country about. Okay, guidebook, guidebook. So that's all. That's all the vocabulary for today, for the episode today. And I'm really interested today's vocabulary because I really like books. Do you like books? I think we should read more books because if we read more books, we'll have more knowledge in our head, more knowledge. Okay, so which word do you understand this whole episode? If you don't understand, remember, I speak this again. I said this again, that to write it in your special notebook or just write it in here. Do you know where this come from? It's come from my teacher. It came from my teacher. Came from my teacher that she gave it to me. She gave it to me as a present, and it's really useful for me. I have read many words like the word rely, breakthrough, or innovation effective significantly. And this book is for the word that I think it's interesting, helpful for me, so I will write in this. Okay? And also I have this notepad. Is here the big one. Is every word that I don't understand, I will write in here. Yeah. Here, here, for every word. Okay, so it's really useful for me, and you should too. You should prepare your own special notebook. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I hope you like it about books. Okay, bye. See you in my next video or next time tomorrow. Whatever. Okay, see ya.